I won't be doing an on-air unboxing this week. After Kylo Ren got released from his bonds last week.
Indeed.
Although, because I did it before we came on air tonight, and that was one of Nikki's other little Star Wars paraphernalia things. It's a stormtrooper from Force Awakens.
Ah, okay.
Susie.
Put down your weapon.
Oh, here we go.
Resistance fighters. We're taking you into custody.
Sounds like what's-his-face Joe Swanson from Family Guy.
It does a bit, actually, yes.
Drop the weapon. Now. Move out. Let's go. Put down your weapon.
Oh, shush.
I have no use of my legs.
There we go. So, yeah, that's about it for the moment. I think anything else terribly exciting happening at the moment. None of my gaming cronies been about much the last week or so.
No, they fucking have not, including you.
Well, I have been around, but I've not been playing.
You've been avoiding me, all right.
Yes. I haven't been playing any of our mutual games. I've been playing Oculus thingy games in Arizona Sunshine and Robo Recall. So.
Okay.
See? But of course, our good friend Tiger is still on a secret away mission somewhere. Food comes and goes like a breath of wind, like a fart in the air.
Indeed. I spoke to him once over the past week, and I also spoke to Reva.
Oh, yes.
So they were both doing good, and I've been doing little missions here and there, so I've upped my money from 30 million to 40 million now.
You're doing very well now, aren't you?
Yes.
You're not the little pauper you were when we first, adopted you.
Yeah, exactly. I've grown, I've growed up and that. So I'm almost at the right amount of money for a 30, so I can trade in my vulture, which is my next big purchase. So
I continue to be very happy and very broke in my Anaconda.
Indeed.
Gobbles money up, but I like it because it's a big, scary spaceship.
It is, and you've souped it up to look very nice. I have to say.
Yes, I do. I haven't elected to call it Quora yet, but certainly looks a bit like her. So
yes.
Anyway,
and also I've sat in your cockpit. So
yes, you have.
Yes.
You rotated in it and all sorts.
Yes, I did, and I
swiveled and stuff.
Swiveled in a chair, and then took one of your fighters out and went pew pew with it.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
It was all very nice.
It was, yes. I've not let any of you back on board my ship since the last two incidents, but
I still say it's all Fuji's fault.
Just because he's not here to defend.
Exactly right. He emitted the first shot, but the second one, I'm pretty sure I didn't shoot the sheriff, or I did not shoot the deputy, at least.
That was my Eric Clapton song
It's brilliant. That was very good. It was like he was almost here in the studio.
Indeed, yes. I must be one of the few people in the world that doesn't actually like the song Layla. I kind of like the riff, but it goes on far too long. This is what happens when you let a lead guitarist run away with the song.
Yes.
You just end up with wailing, whining shite.
And then the album version has that second movement to it that just goes on forever as well.
Exactly. Can't be arsed with that shite. But then you could say the same for diva singers, who do that whole warbling word note thing that lasts 3.5 minutes.
Exactly. Could you?
I don't want to say ill of the dead, but Whitney Houston's decimation and destruction of the song "I Will Always Love You" is deeply offensive, to the point that where you have to admit that the Dolly Parton version is better, the world is a strange place.
Yes, it is. Could you sing us a C, please? No, just a C, please.
That's it. That's exactly it. But yes, I forgive Whitney for when she released that last song of hers. What was it? It's not right, but it's okay.
Oh, God, I nearly forgot about that.
It's a great song.
So you
Anyway.
didn't like, I want to dance with somebody?
Ah, that stuff was alright as well. That's before she got too diva-like. Anyway,
Anyway,
that's all I've got to say about that.
about there. And that was it, was it? Was it?
That was it. That was it for the moment.
Don't
That's-
forget, everyone, that we do have a website now, bbkb.show. Easy. BBKB. Just go to your browser, type in bbkb.show.
Nom, 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 nom.
You having a cup of cha?
I was drinking my tea, yes.
So I am going to play this. The guys are talking about a guy called Tomcat MVI or something like that. He came on to, this is about 5 years ago or something like that. He came on to IRC once and said, "Boz, you're shit. I hate your show." And I just said, "Lol, get over yourself." And he quit. And then, of course, I had a rant about him on air. That, you know, you've got six days, 22 or 21 hours to listen to Slay Radio. I'm sure you can skip 3 hours while I do my stuff. He never came back.
I see. Oh well, I'm sure you always get the odd strange listener like that.
Yeah, there's been a couple like that, actually.
And some of them are still here.
Yes, you're ruining Slay Radio. Yeah, that's what it said. he single-handedly thought I was ruining Slay Radio, and of course
Yes,
everyone
you are.
knows that we are enhancing Slay Radio.
That's exactly it, yes, exactly it. It's, you know, you can listen to this shit this quality music anytime you like, but we give it that extra special personal touch.
A personal touch. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Speaking of which,
Yes.
um,
the mic thing again, moving the mic
Okay.
thing.
if I could just let people behind the velvet curtain, could you leave your mic open for the next song?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I will do.
Because I have a request that was made by Sigman, Sigman, Sigman. And he says, "Hello, Boz and Kate. Can I have some Binster with Ghouls and Ghosts Poltergeist remix? Thank you very much, Mr. Broadcaster, and by all means, enhance away." So here is, for the first time maybe on Slay Radio, the uninterrupted version of Binster with Ghouls and Ghosts Poltergeist mix. He says, usually we sing along with this bit as well. Do
we really? I
Well, I
didn't
do
receive
anyway.
a memo.
And it carries on like that.
You see, I have a problem with this because
Oh, yeah.
I'm, I find it really hard to interrupt or talk over this particular piece of music from this particular game because, as you well know, I'm a huge fan of Tim Follin's work and in particular his work on Ghouls and Ghosts, so I find it really, really awkward and difficult to try and interrupt it or talk over it, so I just really want to make that clear at this stage.
Okay, well, I'll try and keep your thoughts in mind. And so hopefully we can have the uninterrupted version of Binster with the Ghouls and Ghosts Poltergeist mix. Yeah, just to let you know how this came about is that people were accusing me that I kept interrupting the tune. I don't think we've played it since you and I have been doing the show together, actually.
No, notably not, I would say, so it's difficult for me to formulate any kind of opinion on this phenomenon. Although I had heard it through the general grapevine that you had a propensity to certainly involve yourself with certain tracks, and the name of this one did come up, I must admit, in my original research.
Right, okay. So, yeah, if you've heard that through the grapevine, maybe it's a good idea if we play Uninterrupted Ghouls and Ghosts Podcast mixed by Binster. Well, I am a little bit curious to know, were people saying that I was enhancing the tune or ruining the tune?
I would say that it's a difficult line to, quantify as such, and to really, nail down exactly what it is exactly that they think in terms of that, particular query, because it's very subjective. It's like everything else that involves the modification of original material in some way, of which, of course, the original track is a remix, so a modification, if you will, of the original track by Tim Fallon. So, this is a very interesting subject, which I think if, we weren't so professional, and dealing with this, that we could probably, interrupt the whole, flow of the piece of music in such a way that might prove to either be divisive or entertaining. It's a quandary.
It is. It's a very good point. I'll take that on board. Thank you, Kate. You see, Boswank is coming up with a good point with Ghouls and Ghosts. Boswank is saying, I always wondered how we were able to kill ghosts with a sword when ghosts are, like intangible. It's a good point, I think.
I think it's an excellent point. But then there's so much information that perhaps we are not privy to in this case. We don't know the history of the alleged knight of this tale. It may well be that he is in fact, a person of religious persuasion and prepared his sword in advance, perhaps using some form of holy water or other kind of blessing. We don't know. We don't have all the facts, ladies and gentlemen. And without those facts, I don't think we can honestly say yea or nay with the non-corporeal world.
No, it's a good point. I mean, we could easily say, "Oh, it's a magic sword," and then it'll be fake news. People don't like fake news anymore.
Generally not, no, except for those that are in favour of the fake news in the first place.
Well, nicely put. Oh, Dim Tim, he got a niece on the 1st of May. So congratulations, DMTM, for getting a niece. He doesn't state whether he purchased it off the internet or that it was actually his, what is it in niece? When your aunt has a baby, isn't it?
I would just like... Oh, I'm just sorry, a bit shouty there. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's right.
I think, can we just have it clarified? It's very important at this juncture because it may well affect the perception of Dim Tim's statement. Can we just clarify that it's not a typo, that he did actually mean to type niece and he just didn't mean nice?
He got a nice 1st of May. Yeah, okay.
Yes, because, I certainly did. You probably did as well.
Yeah,
I know.
it was very nice.
It's worth clarifying, yes, because, I had a great, nice 1st of May, so,
yeah, Mum was very nice.
Nieces, so, they're kind of, 6 and a half a dozen. So,
yeah, and also, he could have spelled